And now we have to discuss what is probably the most relatable part of this video. When someone next to you asks for help and the teacher decides to give you a personal lap dance. I have nothing but love, respect, and appreciation for my parents. However, I can't help but question their decision-making abilities when they decided to put their trust into these nefarious beings for 6 to 8 hours a day to watch over and teach us.
It can't be that bad.
Might be the closest thing we have to demons incarnate. The amount of BS that teachers would disperse onto their students should have them incarcerated for life. So in today's video, we will be discussing the worst types of teachers as well as a lot of their tendencies. Comment down below your worst experience with a teacher and like and subscribe if you're new. Now,
I have a story for y'all.
We have to discuss is a classic, but no less diabolical than the rest. The teachers that spam homework and tests. Now, look,
oh my gosh!
By stating that I know tests and homework are.
I had a teacher like this.
These niggas pass out tests like Halloween candy, bro. First, let's talk about homework. Teachers will pass out 3 hours worth of homework, knowing they have other classes to worry about. Like, bro, I've had teachers tell me to my face that they care about my mental health, and then assign a 12-page packet in an online quiz.
You know what would be the worst part about all this is like sometimes you be getting them homework assignments that are what they say is 4 questions, right? 4 or 5 questions. But then each question has a part A, part B, part C, part D. So it's like, bro, really you assigned me 20 plus questions. Like, I don't know why you're over here lying, talking about, oh, it's only 5 questions. No, bitch, each question has 4 parts to it. So that's 20 questions I'm doing, man. And I already have homework from all these other classes. So I'm supposed to do this on top. They don't be caring about our mental health like that. You know, they don't care.
Doing the same day. I also hate when teachers clickbait with the homework. Like in class, they'll be going over how to answer certain problems, and the questions will be mad easy. So now everyone in the class is hyped because we're expecting the homework to be just as easy. When everybody goes home and pulls out the homework, it's Harvard level questions. Miss Johnson, we were practicing times tables today in class. Why does my homework have letters? Not to mention that a lot of students have jobs, play sports, and have other responsibilities to take care of. But teachers seem to be Stevie Wonder to that shit though. All this work causes students to stay up till the fucking rooster cries and have to go to school all over again at 7 or 8 in the morning. I also feel like homework is just a cop-out solution because they didn't teach whatever they were supposed to teach in class. Now, as much as getting a lot of homework sucks, I think getting a lot of tests is even worse. I've had classes in which I got a test every week, and you have to study every week, and tests are already about 99% of your grade. And as I stated earlier, most people have between 6 and 8 classes. And once I had 5 different tests and 5 different classes Monday through Friday. Also, I want to give a big extra fuck you to the teachers that make students complete exit slips before they can leave. They would deadass pass them out when there's 10 seconds left until the bell rings.
Never had to do that.
2 out of 10.
Thankfully.
Now we have to talk about the teachers that blame the entire class for something one student did. If you watch,
they be doing some ugly shit like, and I'll wait. Like, bro, like, you're waiting on one student. You're acting like the whole class was being loud. Like, bro, relax. And then they punish you for that one student, man. Do not do this in a class where the teacher is also a coach. Because if you play sports and they see your ass, they're going to have you running that mile easily, man. Easily.
Watch my first video discussing the worst types of students. You already know about the class clowns whose jokes often make my brain shrink. These niggas often cause the teacher to get mad and unleash their bullshit amongst the class. But instead of punishing the sole student who caused the issue, they decide to tarnish the entire class and treat us like a package deal. And as a chill student who didn't really do much, I always found myself getting hoed by my teachers who take their midlife crisis out on the entire class. I don't even know what be going through their mind when they do that shit. Like, imagine
because they don't get paid enough for this shit.
The entire neighborhood.
If we're gonna be honest,
bro. They always talking about one person.
They do not get paid enough.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about? All you're doing is turning the entire class against you like Kanye. Overall, 2 out of 10.
Kanye!
Now we gotta talk about the creepy / pedo teachers. We all know or had that one creepy ass teacher that would always try to risk.
Y'all know I have a lot of stories about
this. There was a
this.
teacher in my middle school who always used to try and talk to the girls in that class, and he would.
Why is it always the gym teacher or a teacher that also teaches a sport? I don't know why that is the common, factor between all of these creepy weirdo teachers, but it's usually either the gym teacher or a teacher or coach who also teaches a sport. It is always one of them, bro. Always one of them, man. It is nuts. Golly.
I was watching them when we did push-ups, even though there was a female gym teacher in that class too. And I've also heard other stories about teachers who are always being perverts around the female students. Take your own ass on Tinder and stay the fuck away from kids, you Jared Fogle wannabe. If I had a daughter and
they want easy prey,
being suggestive or preying on her, I'm sending that nigga to his ancestors quicker than Nick Cannon has kids. Overall, negative 2,389,452 out of 10.
I like that
now
score.
The dumb teachers. Now you might be wondering, Gabe, how is there such a thing as a dumb teacher?
They exist.
They're certified. Well, them niggas must have spark noted their way through college because my teachers seem to be learning the fucking subject with me, bro. Like, how are you gonna teach me a subject and not even know what the hell you're talking about half the time? They're lucky that we have access to Google, Quizlet, and other ways to figure out how to do the work. All these teachers need their diplomas.
Quizlet got me through college.
Also, in a stats class that I took, the teacher was old as hell. Like, I mean, his first pet was a velociraptor, and I don't really know what the fuck he was doing. He taught slow as hell. Like, it felt like Dr. Strange had put time in slow motion or something. All in all, I find myself having to teach myself most of the time. Overall, 4 out of 10. Now we gotta talk about the teachers that don't know the meaning of personal space. And these might arguably be the worst type of teacher because these niggas...
You know this teacher breath stank. Look at Oh my gosh, he got it zipped up all the way up here. You know his breath is kicking. Oh, it's boofing. His breath is boofing. You already know. Look at that. Look at that.
Caused me physical pain. First, we got the teacher who brushed their teeth with motor oil and used vinegar as mouthwash. Teachers love to get in your face when they help you release their hazardous breath and pollute all the air within a 50-foot radius. Like, bro, there is no need for us to damn near be making out for you to help me with number 5. And now we have to discuss what is probably the most relatable part of this video. When someone next to you asks for help and the teacher decides to give you a personal lap dance. Except instead of your lap, it's your
all
fucking
that ass
face.
in your
I
face.
think they do this on purpose. Like, this is a part of their contract that they signed with the school. All I know is that they better put that shit away before I grab me a handful of... But overall, 3 out of 10. Now we gotta talk about the teachers that pick favorites.
All up
As
in
humans,
your face.
We're all gonna have some type of bias. But when you start letting it show, especially in the regard of treating students differently, then it becomes a problem. This has been the case for damn near every teacher that I've had.
Every teacher has favorites.
To answer questions. And the
this is
teacher
not even a shock, man.
Talking about, Amanda, you are so smart. I'm glad to have a student like you.
And then when it's your turn,
my hand has been raised for the past 10 questions, but I get ignored like I'm Courage the Cowardly Dog. But then when my hand is down, they want to pick on me first. Overall, 3 out of 10.
Okay, 3 out of 10.
Now we gotta talk about the teachers that are overly strict and go on power trips. First, we got the whole, the bell doesn't dismiss you. I do. Bullshit. Okay, well then the bell shouldn't determine when I come to class then. There have been times where our entire class left the room when the bell rang and the teacher tries to pull out that saying. What the fuck is the point of making us wait 3 extra seconds? We didn't care because she's not gonna write all of us a referral. Another
You gotta realize, like, I think it's definitely a power trip. Like, they have, a weird power complex. That is also why a lot of people become police officers, politicians, because they like the power. So, it's the same kind of concept. You have power over teenagers. You get to determine whether or not they leave your classroom. You get to determine whether or not they get to use the bathroom. It all just boils down to the same thing, having power over somebody. Now, that may not be the whole entire story, but that is what I choose to believe. Because there is no reason why, if I say, can I use the bathroom? You have to wait for me to say, may I use the bathroom? Well, I don't know. Can you use the bathroom? Like, you know exactly what the F I meant. Stop doing this. Like, ooh. Those teachers, they irk me, man. He needs to put them on the list.
Another thing I hate is when teachers try to stop students from packing up their stuff when there's like 60 seconds up to class. Teachers really think that they're major pain in this bitch. I feel like most teachers got swirlies and noogies when they were in school, and now they feel like they need to boss everyone around and take their childhood trauma out on us.
He was laughing at her.
Freshman year, I had a teacher who would give you lunch detention if you weren't in your seat when the bell rung. It didn't matter if you were actually in the classroom. She would still give you a lunch detention. And there's also the teachers that be pressing niggas about dress code. Look, I know for a first-hand fact that there are people who come to school half naked and shit.
Jeez,
but there have been times
where like that?
A temper tantrum because a girl's shoulder is showing. And then you got the teachers that stop the whole class from
the shoulder
to their friend and making a big deal talking about I'll wait. Nobody in this class gives a damn about me talking to someone right next to me. But you're gonna stop the whole class and try to yell at me, claiming that I'm distracting others and shit. And I know you've all experienced that teacher that had no sympathy or compassion. You could tell your English teacher that a nuclear explosion terminated your whole family last night, and they would still expect you to have all your homework done and turned in. Overall, negative 38 out of 10.
Explosion didn't hit you. Where's your homework?
And degrade their students. These are the people that every rapper said that they had as a teacher who told them they weren't gonna be shit, but they really exist. These teachers are really just the scum of the earth. They always try to put their students down and make them feel dumb. The ones who try to belittle their students instead of educating them. They usually
I probably had a teacher like this, but I don't think she was going too far to say like, oh, you're not gonna become anything in life. Like, she definitely tried to belittle me. But it was only because I had cousins who also went to the same high school as me, so she knew my previous cousins, and she knew that they can be, a handful. So she automatically treated me the same exact way as like she treated them, even though she just met me. And we got into like beefs, issues. I remember like I yelled at her. I have a huge problem with authority, guys. I have a huge problem with authority. I had gotten fired from my 2 jobs. I've yelled at many teachers. I do not like authority. Thank God I work for myself because I couldn't imagine being in the corporate world with my huge issue of authority. I would not be able to hold down a job, bro. It will be nuts, man. Oh my god.
Hate kids and are there for a check. You know, the ones who say, I already went over that, you should have been paying attention. And I get it, sometimes students aren't paying attention, but sometimes people just don't understand, and the teacher shouldn't make you feel dumb or stupid for not understanding the topic. I believe that anybody can pass any subject they apply themselves, but everybody's going to be stronger in some areas and weaker in others. Teachers are deadass bigger bullies than students most of the time. Overall, -7 out of 10. Finally, we have the teachers that indulge in full course meals during class. We all have had that English teacher
and we be hungry as hell, bro.
Half an hour to chew when you have a question. My math teacher from 7th grade used to eat an entire family bag size of chips every other day.
Damn!
So to be fair, she was built like a king-size mattress, so she probably needed the calories to support that refrigerator of her body. But what really pisses me off about teachers that eat in class is that they won't let us
family
eat in class.
size.
It's the most hypocritical thing I've ever been a part of. And then they be wondering why ants and shit are in the classroom.
They be having a full course meal,
teachers we cover,
smacking and everything.
Overall, 5 out of 10.
And then say you can't eat.
But I think that's gonna be it for all the teachers I have to talk about.
All right, man, those were some horrible teachers. Go ahead and leave me a comment if you had one of those teachers. I've had majority of those teachers on the list, and I can tell you the worst ones are the creepy ones and the ones who have like favorites, because I know I may not be your favorite, but it doesn't mean you gotta treat me like trash, and you gotta treat Jessica over here like she's God's gift to earth. Like, bro, come on, man.